This is Sims Complete, brought to you by FanDuel on the Believe Sports Network. And now let's go to
Indy.
Former New York Giant quarterback Indiana Jones, and the Indianapolis Colts are just the unstoppable juggernaut out of the AFC right now. The number one seed in the AFC is your Indianapolis Colts, led by quarterback Daniel Jones, went 23 of 34 for 288 and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, average day, 16 for 94 and 3 touchdowns. What an average player he is. Alex Pierce and Tyler Warren were phenomenal as well. Michael Pittman with the touchdown. What else can we say? Let's just start with the good aspect of it, right?
I got tons of things to say about this game.
Yeah, go.
It was amazing. First off, Daniel Jones' movement, his decision-making, and his accuracy are ridiculous right now. I mean, he was putting it on the money. And not only was he throwing people, throwing them open, but he could sense when the guy was going to run past the defender, and with that one touchdown he threw in the back of the end zone. I mean, when he threw it, the damn guy was covered.
Right.
And he saw that it was going to happen, and he did it. And I'll give the Chargers a little respect this way. They didn't just sit there and say, well, we'll just see if we can stop them with our base stuff. Matt, they blitzed. They had a 5-man rush. And then I'm like, wow, okay. I wrote them all down, and I won't go over them. But then they had a 6-man rush. I go, well, that was pretty clever. But it didn't help. He still completed and got rid of the ball. And then desperation comes in. They said, to hell with it. They sent 7 people. You never see 7 rushers in the NFL. At least I don't. I don't think I do.
Not often.
So they were trying, and the end result was none of them really worked.
Yeah.
And I got to go back to this again. Shane Steichen, I know we've said it before. I don't care. We got to say it.
Yeah, got to say it every week.
So I'm writing them down. First play, bootleg right. What do you think the next play is? Bootleg left. And then it just – they had it going. The Chargers could never really catch the rhythm of the Indianapolis offense to stop them. And Daniel Jones, he plays in a dome, whatever, but his arm looked stronger in this game than I've seen it look all year. And he made some power throws that were very impressive. And, too, the team is hot. They know it. They feel it. They get going. Right. You can kind of see it. And then you said it, ho-hum. What was Jonathan Taylor? We only had 94 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, man, they got it everywhere. And I talked last week to you about they got a homegrown offensive line that's together. They know how to protect. They did a great job. And the last thing is the Chargers, man, those yellow uniforms, I don't know.
I actually like them. I like them. But, with the performance, probably won't see them again for a little bit. What
were your thoughts when you watched the game, though?
What are my thoughts? First of all, I can't help but just root for Daniel Jones every single moment of this and just their performance. Because I find it remarkable that, this is the same guy that New York Giants fans were literally just pushing out of town every single moment that they could. Even when he played well, still, we win in spite of him. And now, you see a quarterback that is playing great football, seeing the field well, the pocket movement is good, the decision making is off the charts good, the accuracy down the field, the confidence, and you even said it too, like the anticipation of throws right now. That's something we didn't see in New York all that often. And I just credit the coaching staff and, of course, himself to prepare him, and then himself just obviously not getting bogged down by the past, focus on the present, focus on what he's doing. And it's just tremendous. I think this is why it's one of the most fun stories of the year right now, because he is nowhere near the football player that Giants fans or the Giants organization wanted or saw. And you have to wonder, like, what's the difference? And the difference is just that Shane Steichen is a damn good coach, and the Indianapolis Colts have done a great job of preparing this young man each and every week. And with their skill group surrounding him, with the offensive line play to go with that, they got every answer for the test that you could throw at them.
Yeah, well, here it is, too. Daniel Jones is in an offense that really is the style he should play in. A lot of movement, this, that, whatever, read it. He can go 1-2 and find the right guy almost every single time. But it comes down to this, too. How's that receiving core look? How's that tight end look? How's pass protection looking? And not only that, now we have a defensive coordinator that kind of plays a different way than they have in the past. And Lou Anarumo, the defense is not great, But, the one thing they're good at, when you start getting it down near the red area or whatever you want to call it, they're pretty good. They make it tough on offenses in. So
That's right. Yeah.
a whole different situation, I think, for him. And, Matt, we talk about, but when you talk about Pierce, Pittman, and who am I missing there? I'm missing, of course, the tight end. Tyler Warren. So that right there, when you just talk about that, it doesn't sound like a great, group of guys to throw to, but it is.
It is.
They all fit their role, and they have others that I didn't even put down here.
It's a good group. It really is. I mean, and there's Josh Downs too. When he's healthy, he's a damn good football player. It's just they're in Indianapolis. They haven't been getting the attention that they deserve because they haven't been playing well, right? And with Anthony Richardson as a quarterback, we didn't really know how good this crew was together and how they would gel. Now with that protection, like you mentioned, that's the biggest thing I think for Daniel Jones. He's protected well. And when he's protected well, he can make the free runner miss. He can make the scramble plays and get outside the pocket. And now you're seeing that aspect of his game that we knew was there, but we never saw it enough with New York because they didn't protect him well enough. And that hurt his confidence in their offensive production and was just too much for one person to overcome. But it's the structure of the offense that's just really impressive right now.
Yeah, I think you said it. The offense just has every swing in play in the book. It seems like they between the boots, getting him out of pocket, when you blitz, playing against them one-on-one, they were winning those battles.
Yep.
And also, man, I can't tell you how many times somebody blocked and released and went across the field or what things like that.
Yeah.
They had quite a few of those plays. And those are great for the quarterback because they're automatic completions and it keeps them in the rhythm. And I don't know. I would say I saw at least 5 of those during the game. It seemed like more, but it was probably only 5. But 5's a lot.
Yeah.
When you call the play in the huddle and you're Daniel Jones, you go, oh, man, that's great. The tight end's going to be wide open. I'll just look everywhere and then throw it to him.
That's right.
That's kind of what it looked like too. So, hey, and Lou Anarumo on defense, just, man, they're clicking. And they've been a little lucky too, just because the injury bug has not been a factor to this team.
Yeah. And
about the O-line.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen that the injury bug has hit some other teams. It hasn't hit some others as we go through this early phase, or actually we're almost at the midpoint of the season now. It's amazing how fast this is going. But I think my last little closing thought, right, as we both catch our breath here for a second, is first of all, hey, Grover Stewart, love it. Got his big hands up there, batted the football up, and then oh my God, it's right to me. He got the little pick there. That was awesome. Nick Cross's interception in the low red zone area, undercutting that in cut. That was a great play. So, hey, defensively, maybe not that group where you're like, oh, super fearful of what they do. But, man, every single week seem to make the 3 or 4 plays they need to just recapture momentum, stifle an offense that's playing good, causing the turnover. And we know how we feel about Lou Anarumo, so we get that. But, the Colts right now, grooving. And, concerning for the Chargers too, right? What do they do well? Can't really run the football well. No. We know, again, hey, Harbaugh, he's going to come in here. He's going to fix Justin Herbert and all that. Still, hey, we'll see, because I know Justin Herbert's still a dude. He's still a dude. He's still moving the football consistently, but and making big-time plays and big-time throws. I mean, just think, too, this team was a play away from Herbert to McConkey losing to the Dolphins, right? And we saw what the Dolphins did to the Browns against the Browns yesterday and how bad that was. Wow. So, little concern for the Chargers here. And whenever you give up 17 in the second quarter and 15 in the third quarter, you're going to lose the football game. And that's what the Chargers did. And, it's just bad ball right now.
I would say this about the Chargers. I did watch it on their behalf, and I love the fact that they can throw it down the field anytime they want with their quarterback and their receivers. But they need more of what we just said about Indianapolis. You need more just automatic plays. There's not enough of them. Right. And you need them. Why it's even more important now than ever, because we're not going to hand it off and just run the ball and get first downs all the time. Yeah. The offensive line is very average right now. And, so that's going to filter into everything you want to do. So that's why you have to do things that confuse the defense where they can't react right away and give your quarterback maybe a little more time to complete some more easy passes. And then when you need it, when you know you kind of got it, then keep an extra blocker in and then hammer one down the field.
Yeah, and I think the other added part of it too for the Chargers that's a concern is just like, who's the guy that just disrupts the game and the passing, right? Where's the pass rush coming from? That was the other thing as we're watching this game. Daniel Jones is protected well, the entire game. I mean,
that's why they blitzed.
And I'm just saying, but even with the blitz, it wasn't actually affecting the quarterback play, right? It wasn't intimidating the quarterback. They weren't getting enough hits on him, and it caught up to him. So that's all I think we got for Chargers. Yeah. We'll see. The Colts, I think they're legit. Can't wait to see kind of how they respond to whatever it is their first hiccup is in the season, because they're just playing lights out football right now.
I haven't looked at the schedule, Matt, but I think the one team that I can't wait to see them play is the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Because the Texans have the speed and what's the other word? And they can blitz and,
the intensity.
Yeah. So when they
just go.
They do meet up, this is going to be a high energy, emotional game. I know it's coming somewhat soon. And whenever it is, my eyes will be peeled to it. That's for sure. So
now let's switch gears though real quick.
Yeah,
let's go to your Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh my gosh.
Who absolutely slapped the Las Vegas Raiders 31-0 in this football game.
Mm-hmm.
This game, along with that Browns Dolphins game, man, two of the uglier football games that we saw this Sunday. And really, I don't know if it's bad Raiders or just the Chiefs are really just that freaking good now and that scary of a football team at 4-3. This is the best 4-3 football team that we have in the league right now. And we were saying going into it, the Chiefs, they're a defensive team. And that's a fact. They are. But now Matt Nagy, this offense, piecing together, I think, a lot of good plays, good play design, and they seem to be more aggressive than we've seen the past 2 years.
Yes.
Would you agree with that, big guy?
100%. Yes. Man, listen, I'm going to put the phrase, their ass is on fire. I mean, that's what it is. They're on fire. And too, I said to you before we came on, and you thought, okay, that's a pretty good little thought to do it. The injury bug hasn't hit them either.
And why is that?
I always, and I've said this before in the past, is because during training camp, they get their team in shape to be physical. They hit, they practice hard, they keep their equipment on sometimes. Oh my God, you get full pads in practice? That's unheard of. But it shows. Isaiah Pacheco, I don't care if he gains 10 yards, keep giving him the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, he's just the epitome of toughness, energy, everything you want, and it fuels the football team,
right?
And of course, it's a little bit of both. Kansas City played really well; they're on a roll, and the Raiders seem to get. I'm not going to say they get worse every game. This is going to be interesting. Are they going to bench Geno Smith? They didn't make a third down situation. They only had 30 plays. That is incredible. 95 yards. And they had 17, 52 in possession time. I don't know. So you look at the other side.
Remarkable.
9 of 15 on third down, 434 yards by the Chiefs. And Patrick Mahomes looks healthy as hell.
Yeah.
They're back in the rhythm again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were just staggering along and this, and all it takes is everybody start talking about you, how you're no good anymore. And man, that fired them up. But really terrific game by them. I don't care who they played in the NFL. When you dominate that much, that's a great that's great for your football team.
Yeah, and I think we're just seeing now this skill group come together, right? Who would have thought that Rashee Rice would have been as effective in his first game back? Not only coming off a suspension, but let's remind people too, coming off of an ACL injury. So he's targeted 10 times. He gets 7 receptions for 42 yards. He had the 2 touchdowns. Beautiful back shoulder throw to him on one of those touchdowns where both guys were just completely in sync with each other. And I think Patrick Mahomes throwing the football as well as maybe he's ever thrown it in the league with his power, the accuracy. It's truly tremendous. And, what I love about it too, the stats always don't show everything right to a football game. But as I look at the receiving group of the Kansas City Chiefs, we got 3, 6, we got 10 different guys catching a pass for
Really?
this offense.
Wow.
You know, and a guy that I think keep an eye on too going forward. This Brashad Smith, this rookie out of SMU, kind of like a Swiss Army knife dude for them. He plays running back, but they're trying to use him a little bit as a receiving back as well.
Right.
Look for his role in this offense to grow as the season progresses. Now with Rashee Rice being available, I think this guy is like a little bit of a sleeping giant for them offensively because he's explosive, he's powerful. And you can see that he was just in a college weight room just a year ago by the way that he's built up, right? You know how that is, right?
Yes.
But yeah, the Chiefs, man, dangerous football team, 4-3. I think as it stands currently in the stands right now, they're not even a playoff team yet. They're not even a wild card team, but still, for whatever reason, I think they're one of the top 5 teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, they turned the tables quickly. That's for sure. And I think of course, playing the way they did against the Lions, and that game had a few ebbs and flows to it because they're 2 of the better teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
But one thing you got to like about them, when they line up against a team that really is not ready to be in their same situation, they put it on them. And
they did.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch them as they go forward. And the Raiders, man, they like I said, I think they're getting worse.
They're getting worse. Yeah.
Next situation, that's a big deal. You got to worry a little bit about the offensive coordinator, what they're doing.
Yep.
And Geno didn't throw an interception, I don't think, yesterday.
No, he didn't. But they didn't really have enough attempts to really even do anything offensively either.
Yeah. So.
Well, the Las Vegas Raiders, we know one thing. They need Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data and the stats that you put up against the Kansas City Chiefs with one easy time, right? Data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. So data brokers make a profit off your data, right? It's a commodity. These guys, this is what they do to know more about you for identity theft, for phishing attempts, harassment. But now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to us. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now. DeleteMe.com/pro. Use promo code PRO, and you will get a 20% discount on Delete Me when you join. DeleteMe.com/pro. Use promo code. And that's for the Las Vegas Raiders for their performance yesterday. Delete Me for the Raiders. And now let's go to the Chicago Bears, Phil. What do you think? You want to talk about the Bears, huh?
Well, I want to talk about their head coach. And, we always think Ben Johnson, it's going to be fake this and it's going to be all this. And what it's turned out to be, we're just going to smash in your face.
Yeah.
See what you do with it. And it's caught me off guard. I was expecting to see 300 yards passing all the time and all that. I mean, come on, that's what we got used to. But when you look back, the Detroit Lions run the football and keep that an active point of the game.
Yeah.
And so I think, Ben Johnson's done that, toughen the team up, helps the defense, get the offensive line a little more physical. And DeAndre Smith, only 124 yards yesterday. And your boy, Kyle Monangai.
Hey.
13 rushes for 81 yards. I mean, right there, it's over 200 yards of rushing.
Yeah.
So I think that, and the other one that came to mind about all that is the Carolina Panthers. All of a sudden, you watch them.
Yes.
Bryce Young, it looks like he grew 2 inches and he gained 20 pounds because he's a different guy. Great pocket awareness. His arm looks really good, much better. When I saw him, and I'll go back maybe even 2 years, I mean, even last year at times, I just thought, wow, his arm just doesn't look like it has enough juice. And I don't mean it to be too negative, that it's not you're going to miss plays because of that. But I haven't said that once this year. And all I do, sometimes I just went through it real quick to watch his throws. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And he's throwing it well, accurate as heck, moving in the pocket, and they're doing a good job up front where he has time. It's more spread out. So he has lots of space to work in, and he takes advantage of it. But the running of the football by Carolina, of course, Indy we know, but some of these, even the New England Patriots.
Yes.
When you look at that, and their quarterback is a big part of it. Man, did he play well too? I'm sorry I'm jumping around, but go ahead and tell me what you think.
No, I see where you're going with this, right? Your point is that you're seeing some teams that have young quarterbacks, right? And we think it's got to be all about them But
Right.
sometimes to make it all about them, you have to make it not about them, right? And that's what we're seeing with the Chicago Bears. That's what we're seeing with the Carolina Panthers. Ben Johnson, Dave Canales doing a great job of taking pressure off to their quarterback by owning the line of scrimmage with their running attack, right? By getting an obvious run sets, get under center. We're going to hand the football off. We don't care that the other team knows we're running it. We're just establishing toughness and control of the tempo of the football game.
Yeah.
And for the Bears, that's what we see. Hey, Sonic and Knuckles, that nickname only becomes a thing, right, in Detroit because Ben Johnson and that offensive line are running the hell out of the ball.
Yes.
Right. And then ultimately that trickles down to Jared Goff, the passing attack, and his effectiveness through the air. We're seeing that same type of approach for the Chicago Bears. We didn't expect it to be Swift and Monangai, right, as far as being that dynamic, but it just goes to show you when you get set up, right, really good angles blocking. We saw that with the 49ers last night against the Falcons. We saw that with the Chicago Bears yesterday against the Saints. These guys are great at formationing up fantastic blocking angles for their running backs, for their offensive lines to rip off some of these big time runs. And that's going to pay dividends for them going forward, and help out their young quarterbacks. Because truth is, Bryce Young, the college version of him, you're never going to see that in the pros. That's just not who he is. That doesn't translate to the NFL. But the style that he's playing now, this is sustainable for him. And this is something where, like, if you continue to do this, you're going to get closer and closer to that college version of Bryce Young as he gets more repetitions and builds confidence, and you'll see him grow. Now, unfortunately for Carolina fans, he has been potentially ruled out for next week against the Buffalo Bills. He suffered a high ankle sprain that has been confirmed after an MRI. So we'll see how that plays out. Andy Dalton now gets the start, but with the way that they're playing, maybe not quite such a huge transition, Bryce Young to Andy Dalton with this style of play, since he's such a veteran and experienced football player.
Yeah, not at all. I don't think so at all. You're bringing it all right. Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard.
Yep.
Yes, that worked for them. So Carolina, like we all said, New England, Ramondre Stevenson, 88 yards, 1 touchdown. And then Drake Maye, 8 runs for 62 yards. Wow, Drake Maye, he just gets better every damn week. It's unbelievable.
And this is, coaching matters.
Well, yeah, we have not said his name yet. Who am I talking about?
Who?
Josh McDaniels.
No doubt. Not
a word, but Drake Maye is making a lot of big time, high quality throws every week. But Josh McDaniels is managing the game great because he's keeping the running game going and, keeping everybody active in what they're doing. That's been great. Even Dallas, Javonte Williams, 116 yards on 19 carries. Yeah. I mean, so there you go. My point being, you just got to stay with the run, even sometimes when it's ugly. Yeah. Because at least it brings other plays in when you at least think the defense might be expecting run.
Yeah.
That of some teams in the league, well, you just play pass every down because they don't have the toughness to run the ball. But these teams we've talked about, they do. And everybody keeps talking about this and that. Who's going to be the MVP? Would you say it's really stupid if you said it's Drake Maye? I don't think so.
I think Drake Maye is going to be in consideration for it. I think Dak Prescott, who you mentioned, is going to be in consideration because him and Brian Schottenheimer. And what's the common thread here? Really good offensive identity and coaching as far as like, this is what our team is this year, and this is how we have to take advantage of it. So for Dak Prescott and them, it's about Dak Prescott. He is unbelievable, playing the best football, I think, of his career. His pocket movement, his accuracy, the way that he's changed his body from last year to this year, it is clearly evident that he is throwing the ball as well as he ever has. And now CeeDee Lamb being back with George Pickens, that's about as good as a 1-2 combo as we have in the NFL, maybe than their division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
So they really have an unbelievable two-headed monster with their quarterback and then being patient in the run game. So Brian Schottenheimer doing great. And, yeah, he has to average 30 points per game because the defense, probably their better game of the year, honestly, against the Commanders yesterday, but still gave up a pretty good amount of points for 22.
Well, my last thing would be this today. Jaden Daniels, the hamstring, whatever. just seeing the way he walked off the field, I can't imagine he's going to be able to play this coming week and maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But everybody going, well, this and that, you can't do this. Wait, nobody complained about Washington last year when he was running wild and they were throwing it almost every down.
Yeah.
So you can't sit there and go, well, they did him wrong. No, they didn't. This is what he is. That's what they do. He was not successful last year. He was greatly successful. So you can't sit there and go, well, they shouldn't have been doing this.
And listen, they had a lot of games go their way, right? And it really started with that Chicago game where Chicago's 4-2 at the moment, right? When they lost that on the Hail Mary and all that. So, Washington was hot. They felt confident. They built off of that. But I think we're kind of seeing this year, there still are there's some flaws to this team. The defense really isn't maybe as good as some people were thinking it was, especially how they started the year against like teams like the Giants and all that. So as they continue to go, they seem to be getting or fizzling out a little bit more, a little faster. Offensively,
a little too.
Absolutely. And then offensively, injuries all over the field, right? You're missing your 2 top receivers. Of course, now your quarterback's banged up. And for him, that's an adjustment. How do you play the game while being injured and your greatest skill set being slightly taken away from you, which is your ability to scramble and make plays with your legs? And we'll kind of see how they weather this storm now with Marcus Mariota as their starter going forward for the foreseeable future.
Well, he's a good backup, no doubt. He has shown he's played very well.
That's right.
For Jaden Daniels, just remember, I was expecting. I'm not going to say I expected it, but I thought there was a good chance. Teams saw it last year, so let's make sure we make him throw it or do whatever to beat us and not let him out of the pocket, because then he's dangerous 2 ways, running and throwing.
Yeah.
I can see it when I watch them. You can see the effort teams are putting into that. And also I've seen a little bit more. Didn't look at any analytics or nothing, but they're also seeing more blitzing where it takes away his run. Yeah. Now it's just one thing. You got to find the right guy to throw it to and put it on target.
Yeah. We'll see how that plays out. But I totally agree with you. Drake Maye playing some really good football. Just tremendous. The Panthers playing good football, and winning team games. The defense is getting better, playing tough. And the New York Jets, ultimately decide to bench Justin Fields in the second half for Tyrod Taylor just to try to get some sort of boost of energy into that football game. Tyrod only able to salvage a field goal like Justin Fields in the first half. So Carolina Panthers just playing some good ball right now. The Patriots playing some really good football, top of the AFC East right now. So start the year, Patriots, we were like, we'll see. This is a growing year. All of a sudden, they're the best team in the division in the East. The Bills, not sure what to think about them because I saw the Atlanta Falcons team just absolutely eviscerate that defense. And then I saw the Atlanta Falcons teams couldn't move the ball worth a damn against a young, quote unquote, no-name defense for the San Francisco 49ers. But I think what we're realizing is San Francisco, maybe not the big names, but they got some dudes that know how to play the game, right? That have just been waiting for their opportunity. And Tatum Bethune is a great example of that. He played well last night. Malik Mustafa played well. And how about Chase Lucas, the journeyman, 2 years at Detroit, was out of the league in 2024, 4th and 1. Let's throw the football to Drake London against this guy, Lucas, and he makes the big pass deflection there for the turnover on downs.
Yeah, it's amazing. I didn't even bring them up, but talking about how your team is made and all these things, Kyle Shanahan, I don't care. You can put 11 guys up where he's going to run the ball enough to try to keep you honest.
Well, that wasn't the case, right? They were 30th in the NFL in rushing, averaging 80 yards a game. And last night, that was not the facts.
Where would their attempts be? Are their attempts that low too?
That's a good question. I don't know that off the top of my head. I can't answer that at the moment, but I would suspect that, yes, the attempts definitely weren't as heavy as they had been. Right. But, hey, Mac Jones,
once again,
good to see him playing well. Didn't have the whole team on his back because they were running the football effectively, but made a big-time throw to Christian McCaffrey on a 3rd down there up the seam there in the low red zone area. So credit to Kyle Shanahan, scheming up a great game plan. Robert Saleh getting that defense ready to go with those young guys, without Fred Warner, without Nick Bosa. Tremendous opportunity for Bethune. It was awesome to see. It really was fun football to watch.
Coaching matters. Robert Saleh. Yes, he's now 100% just defense, and it shows that what he's it's changed. And you're right, a lot of players out, but they're still getting it done. And also on the telecast, I heard him talk about the fact that Kyle Shanahan, well, he really wanted to draft, the Mac Jones, but he didn't. But they didn't go into great detail. I went, wow, letting it out of the bag right now, aren't we? A little late. But,
yeah.
Man,
well, because it all worked out now, so that story is okay to be told.
Now we can say it. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Right.
All right, is that it?
Hey, you know what? That's it, Phil. You the man. That's all we got. Hey, this is Sims Complete, brought to you by FanDuel. Appreciate you checking us out here on the Believe Sports Network. Another exciting weekend of NFL ball. Who you got tonight, Big Guy? We got the Detroit Lions taking on the Tampa Bay Bucks, and then we got the Houston Texans taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to take Houston. I think their speed on defense, the blitzing, just everything. That game is where?
Let me double check that. I honestly forgot. I think it is in Seattle, but
it wouldn't change my thought. So
yeah, it's in Seattle.
Yeah, Houston, they can defend the pass, and just when you watch them, between what they do, the play calls, and the talent they have in the secondary. And I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. It is at home.
Yep.
And, I can Baker in that building when the game goes crazy, which we know it will. Can he still find a way to get it done?
No
but
doubt.
I am looking forward to watching that game. And, yes, we're going to be up late. That's okay.
That's all right.
I think the second game starts at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Yep. They got us burning the midnight oil for that one. So good for the West Coast people, terrible for the East Coasters. And, have an extra cup of coffee on Tuesday. I'm also going to be taking the Detroit Lions. Detroit. Give me the Detroit Lions. I think just the running game will be kind of their saving grace for us as far as controlling the tempo. And I do expect them to be very patient in the running attack with being at home. And then on the other side of it, give me the Seattle Seahawks. I think one of the more underappreciated football teams in the NFL right now with Sam Darnold at the helm. I think the defense is an overlooked unit that I think is playing some good ball. I think the defense is able to control this football game and to keep C.J. Stroud and the offense out of the end zone more often than not. So I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks in that one.
Okay, a little different. You lost again last week, so I just, you got to have some pride sooner or later. No comment?
No comment. I'm speechless. All right. And I love the fact that you said that and looked away and, the fake sniff too on top of it. Just to
Hey, I don't like to win. I like to win and rub it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah, there you go. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
Who wants to win gracefully?
No, it's so overrated. When you win in the NFL and you go across and you shake hands with the quarterback, it's kind of like, how'd you like it?
Yeah. You're the Rabel of picking, like you don't want to shake the other coach's hand. Hey, good hand. Okay, I'm out of here. Let's go.
When I used to do games in the NFL, coaches would say that to me. Well, where did this thing start where I got to walk across the field and shake the coach's hand? I don't want to do that. And I just, it kind of shows sometimes that people go, yeah, okay, get out.
Yeah.
What are you going to say? Hey, thanks. Hey, coach, thanks for beating our ass. Good job. Come on. The players doing it's one thing, but the coaches, it's a whole different one. And I don't blame them. If they don't want to do it, somebody's just got to start the trend. Just walk in when the game's over.
Yeah. Well, then it became the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks got to do it, and all that. So it's all whatever. But
at least they're not exchanging jerseys on the field this year. At least we haven't seen it. I don't know.
Well, there we go. We see where Phil Simms lies in the old sportsman aspect of the game after. So that's his 2 cents on it. Shake hands, bullshit. All right. I just kicked your ass. Get out of here.
Yeah, but you lose too, and you're like, oh, well, thanks for beating me.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, all right. This is Sims Complete, brought to you by FanDuel on Believe. We'll be back next week. You demand, Big Phil. Always a pleasure. Enjoy your Monday night.
I will.